What's going on, guys? What's going on, Thai Squad? What's going on, everybody? So, so the Redeem team got got inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Congrats to all the Hall of Famers. Like we saw Dwight Howard get inducted, Carmelo Anthony get inducted, and the Dream Team get inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. You have only two players only active right now on this Redeem Team roster that came together. That is on the Redeem Team. Yes, the Redeem Team lost in 2004. Yes, the Redeem Team that lost in 2004 in the Olympics. That 2014 was Iverson, Tim Duncan. Like, we saw some of the main stars. Like, we kind of saw stars like Shaq back out in 2004 to go to the Olympics. But we saw AI, we saw Iverson, we saw Dwayne Wade, we saw LeBron James, we saw um, Carlos Boozer, Carmelo Anthony. Like, that team in '04 when they lost, I think we all knew that there was something coming up. There was something coming up. And like I said before, like it's not nobody's going to replace your greatness, but with this team, like, it could be the dream team. It could not possibly be the team that won a gold medal last year. The team that won a Team USA that won a gold medal last year, because that team had Steph on it, LeBron, KD. Like, that team, no. I think this team with Darren Williams, Darren Williams, Michael Redd, Carlos Boozer, Carmelo, um, Carmelo, Kobe, the great Kobe Bryant. Like, they could beat this team here. Because I think that team with a Dwight Howard, Carlos Boozer, like, that team could have won at least a game. Like, they won games. Like, you had Mike Miller at the time. You had Michael Redd at the time that was probably top 5, top 10 all-time three-point shooters. You had Jason Kidd, top 5 point guard. You had Darren Williams, top 10, top 15 point guard. You had Chris Paul, top 5 point guard at the time. You had a big conversation of who's better, Kobe or LeBron. Like, you had that conversation going. You had four stars in LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony, and you had a team that you had role players like a Michael Redd, like a Dwayne Wade, like a Jason Kidd that can come off and give you an easy money bucket. I think this team right here could have gone 15-0. The only reason why I say that is because if this team, you had Jason Kidd, who's a Hall of Famer. You had Chris Paul, who's going to be a basketball Hall of Famer. You had LeBron James that will go back into the Hall of Fame. You had Chris Paul, who's going to go back into the Hall of Fame as a player. This redeemed team wanted to win that gold medal. They knew what it took. They honestly just knew what it took, and like when they lost and then came back and then they added Kobe, like that really like improved how we look at the world, how the world's catching up to Team USA. The world wasn't catching up to Team USA way back then because you didn't have Shea, you didn't have Jokic, you didn't have Giannis on those teams when this team was playing. I think when we look at this thing and we say, is this a good team? We're honestly going to say there was a lot of easy money buckets. There were a lot of Jam City dunks. But when we look at it and say this team is a Hall of Fame team, like you had Carlos Boozer, you had Darren Williams, you had Michael Redd, you had Jason Kidd. You had a team that was, what we don't get is, as basketball fans or fans in general, is how an impact on a team can help a team win a game. Because you can say that, oh, this team lost because of this reason. No, this team had, at a point in time, this team had Chris Paul, who was a Hall of Famer. This team had Chris Paul, who's still active and playing right now. You had LeBron James, who's still active and playing in the NBA. You had Dwayne Wade, who's a Hall of Famer now. You had Carmelo Anthony, who's a Hall of Famer now. Dwight Howard, who's a Hall of Famer now. Like, this team, honestly, like, if this team was built as a regular NBA team, yeah, I would say that there would be a lot of easy money buckets going around, because the impact of how this team was cannot be implemented if it wasn't for those guys that are now Hall of Famers. Because at the end of the day, you can say this team is a Hall of Famer team. This team isn't a Hall of Famer team. I get it. That in like a few years, in like 4 years from now, the Olympics are going to be starting back up, and we're going to be talking about, well, who's going to be on Team USA. This team right here, honestly, is going to be a good team and going to be in the history books because look who was all on this team. But guys, sub if you're new and never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there. And peace.